Starfield mods are already available right now. We're going to go through a bunch that I think are pretty useful, funny, or add some value to your game in different exciting ways. Now, I'm not just going to showcase these mods, I'll also explain how to install them. Before we get started though, I want to explain two things. Almost all of these mods will either go in two different locations, and they're both called Starfield on your PC, so it's a bit confusing. The first location can be reached by going to Documents, My Games, and Starfield. In this video, I'll refer to as My Games. The second location will either be your Xbox Games location or Steam Games location, and this is where the main files are, and most mods will go here. I'll put the directories of these on the screen now. The next thing we need to do is actually create a custom ini. This is going to help a lot because right now you actually need to enable mods with a custom ini first, and later on most mods will use this to change in-game aspects. So it's better to sort of have your custom ini and add aspects to it yourself instead of downloading them from online, because it's going to overwrite your other mods. So to do that, we need to go to My Games Starfield, and I'll basically explain what you want to do here. You go to View, and then click File Name Extensions, make sure it's ticked. Then you're going to go New Text Document and call it StarfieldCustom.ini. Now I already have this file, so just for an example, I'm just going to name it 2, but you need to make sure it's just StarfieldCustom.ini. Now you can copy this in the description. You're going to need to put this in there. These things here are going to make sure mods actually work. If you don't have this, none of your mods are going to work. Now, like I say, most mods will have a custom ini to download, but if you just keep downloading these and replacing your old ones, it's better to open the custom ini from all of these mods and drop all of the code into your own file. That way all of the mods will work together. For example, this is what my one looks like now with all of the mods installed, but it's pretty straightforward, don't worry. And first we have the Remove Clutter Loot mod, which is really useful if you just are like me and pick up everything and later realize you have 900 kilos of absolute junk that's completely useless, like cups and random trinkets. What this mod does is it will make it impossible to pick up this stuff. Now you'll still be able to highlight it in the scanner, but you won't be able to pick it up, which means you're never going to have to just drop all this stuff later on and deal with bad inventory management. Now when you do install this mod, it's a little bit of a janky mod at the moment. It's gonna override the pre-order Mars cosmetic set, so if you really want that, then you're not going to be able to use this for now until they find a better workaround, and if you don't even have that in the first place, then you don't need to worry about it. So the first thing you need to do is of course download the mod. There'll be a link in the description. Once you've done that, you'll want to go to the Steam or Xbox directory for Starfield, go to Data, and search for oldmars.esm. Now, if you can find it here, then just rename it to oldmars2.esm. This means later in the future, if you decide you want to use the cosmetics, you can just delete the mod file and rename this one. Next, we need to go to the downloaded file in your downloads folder, unzip it, and copy and paste it into the Starfield data file directory. When you next open the game, you won't be able to pick up junk loot anymore. Happy days. Next, we have a Craftable ammo and utility mod, which lets you craft ammo and medkits and other things like that. It's still early days for this, and it will probably get updated with new ammo types and items in the future, but a really useful mod for now. To install this, go to the download link in the description, open the zip file, and then copy the crafting.esp file, paste it into the Starfield data Steam or Xbox game directory. Now you're also going to want to open your custom.ini, which is in the My Games Starfield data directory. In the general section, type stestfile1 equals crafting.esp. If you already have other test files here, you'll want to change the number to the closest number that you don't have yet. So for example here, I've got to change it to number 3. You can start the game now and you'll be able to craft ammo from a workbench and meds from a pharmaceutical lab. Now we've got another mod called Value to Mass, which allows you to organize items in your inventory based on the ratio value to mass, which is going to be really useful to get rid of the junk in your inventory that weighs too much and is not worth lugging around. You'll want to install this from the download link. Select all of these files you see on screen and copy those. Then drop them in the Steam or Xbox directory for Starfield. Go to Data, then Interface, and paste them in there. And that's it. Now, StarUI is an even better UI mod that goes hand in hand actually with Value to Mass. As you can see here, the UI is compacted, you're able to see more items on screen at one time, and it's just so much cleaner. To install this, get the download link from the description, open the zip file, copy all these files inside, and then paste them in the Steam or Xbox Games, Starfield, Data, and then Interface folder. This next mod is the Prefix Inventory Mod, which adds prefixes in front of most inventory items. So you can get a quick overview of what category they belong in, so you can quickly chomp down on food or find meds, and it's so much easier. And this one goes really hand in hand with the weight to value and StarUI mod. They all work well together. Just download it from the link in the description. Open up the data folder inside the zip, copy the strings folder, and then paste that in the My Games, Starfield, and Data folder. Now, this next one isn't really a mod, but it's a save file where a player has completed the game 10 times in a row to unlock the new game 10 plus armor. This armor is super powerful, but the account basically has nothing besides the new game plus armor and ship, so it's a fresh start, and if you just want to start with the best gear in the game, then you can do it. You can download it from the link in the description, open the zip file, copy this file inside, and then drop that in the My Games Starfield Saves folder. Now, how about decorating your laser cutter with a bit of a nice color overhaul? Well, you can do exactly that. There's not actually any textures for it besides this Hello Kitty one right now. You can download it with a link in the description, open the zip folder, copy the weapons folder, and then paste that in the My Games Starfield Data Textures folder. You may not have a textures folder. If you don't, you'll have to make one first. If you feel like leveling isn't fast enough, this XP mod will double all XP in game, super easy to install. Once downloaded, copy the faster XP to ESP, paste that into the Steam or Xbox Games Starfield Data directory, then go to your My Games Starfield directory and open your StarfieldCustom.ini. Under General, put stestfile1 or a number that you don't have yet, equals fasterxp_2.esp, and click save, and now you get double XP. Here's a really fun mod that will make the ship HUD look so much cleaner and have a higher frame rate. Now, there are many different options for this one, and I chose the super ultra clean 120 FPS option, but there are many other ones you may want to have a look through. For example, you've got clean HUD, both 120 and 60 variants. Choose one to download. Then open up the zip that's downloaded, go to Data, Interface, and copy the ship reticle file. Paste that into your Steam or Xbox Games Data Interface directory. And as simple as that. Some people have noticed that the inventory in Starfield is super laggy. This next mod fixes it, makes everything as smooth as possible, and has literally zero bugs. Well, as far as I'm aware. You can download it with the link in the description, open the zip file, open the data and interface folder, copy all of these files, and then paste it into your Steam or Xbox Games Data Interface location. Now, if you have any other UI mods, this may overwrite them, so you may need to wait until there's some compatibility fix with that one. The next mod is the Enhanced Player Health mod. This one will show you different colors depending on how much health you have left. It's a small UI change, but it makes all the difference in kind of knowing whether or not to back out, honestly, and it's a nice clean change. There's a couple different color options to download. Choose one you want. There's 2 files to copy here inside the zip. You'll then want to put that in the Data Interface folder in your Steam or Xbox Games Starfield folder. Now, if you want to fly up into the sky like you've got no limit to your jetpack, this next one is almost like cheating, but if you don't mind breaking the rules, then this one's for you. It's super fun. You're going to need to install the Endless Jetpack file. Copy the zip and just drop it straight into your Steam or Xbox Games Starfield main directory, and then extract it there, and then you can delete the zip afterwards. There's also another jetpack mod I put in the description. This one overhauls jetpack without making it broken. It allows you to hold down the jetpack button instead of tapping it. Just once you've installed that mod, just put this command in game. Otherwise it won't work. This next one is the closest thing we're going to get to an in-game FOV slider for now. You can put the commands bat TPP 70 to 120 and bat FPP 70 to 120 to change your FOV values in-game, which is really handy. As soon as you enter it, you need to leave the command console to actually see the changes live. This one's actually really easy to install. Download it from the description. copy all the files in the zip, there's a lot of them, and then just paste them in your Xbox Games or Steam Starfield main directory. Next we have Eyes of Beauty, which changes the textures for all eyes in game. This image probably shows it better. They're just a little bit more realistic. Now there's a couple different versions. It's up to you which one you want to choose. Once you've downloaded it, open the textures folder and copy the actors folder. Then drop that in my game Starfield data textures. This next mod is the first immersive mod for Starfield, and I really like it. You can do a lot with this mod depending on what options you want. There's so many different variables, so I would say just have a look around on the link in the description. By this point, you probably understand how to install them. So I'd say look at the different files, choose one you want to install, and follow the instructions there. But this can improve the overall HUD, so put like XP notifications and stuff at the bottom or sides of your screen. It can change your crosshair reticle, and most importantly to me, can remove the crosshairs or remove the enemy health bars, which to me just makes the game feel so much more like an actual shooter as opposed to an RPG with shooter mechanics, and I really like that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for a part 2. Cheerio!